Hello, hello, it's Simone and I am doing my Project Life process video for week number 23 today. I am placing the photos and cards on the slots where I want to have them. And if you watched my last week's video, I have changed it up a little, and in the beginning I'm just showing you which photos and cards I chose, because I have actually pre-picked all of my cards up until the end of July already. And then I am going to show you the things I'm working with. These are parts of the kit that I am using. This is, yeah, I'm really strange like that. I use the June kit from Coco Daisy with the June photos. And so this is the things that came in the kit. What I'm going through now are some printables and leftovers from my previous kits, and now I'm just looking at where I would like to have them on the cards. And this is actually how I usually do my Project Life process. I pick the cards, well, I usually pre-pick the cards when I have my photos printed. Then I go through, place them everywhere I want them, and then I go through my die cuts. And then here I'm just showing you that there are 3 of these hashtag phrases, and I want to use them all on one spread, and I have already so much stuff on there so that I will keep them for another spread. And now I am continuing in my process. This is exactly the way I usually do it. When I'm done dividing picking all of the embellishments roughly, then I start working on each photo or card by itself. And here I'm just creating a cluster with the labels and the heart. And I put that arrow down way too high. So then I decide to put the heart first, and then I know exactly where the arrow is supposed to go. And then I'm going to journal, and then I'm done with that card. And I'm not restricting myself to only using the pre-picked embellishments, but this is a really good starting point for me. I know that the elements are distributed on the page nicely, and yeah, I know what colors I'm using, and that helps me a lot when I then create each card embellishment cluster, do my journaling, whatever I do for my Project Life. Now I'm trying to create a title card here, and since this is just black zigzagging lines that go there, I have a hard time because I don't like the Hello June. There is no turquoise on this whole spread, so I just put it aside and maybe use it next week. And so I used these labels. They are from Echo Park, I think, Basic Gray, probably Basic Gray. And I have had them in my stash for a long time, and when I saw them and they were fitting with the color scheme, I thought, well, maybe I could just try to use them up. This is my book where I pre-plan my Project Life. I do not really do a lot of pre-planning. I just pick the photos, but I also write down some kind of word clue prompt for each photo, and also if I don't have a photo but I want to put something about an event into my Project Life, this is where it goes. And it has a header, it says week number and the date, and this is where I just looked up the date for the title card. And now I'm thinking about what I want to do with this card, And in the beginning, I considered adding and emphasizing the circular element, but then I know that I want to write more, and so I just added these journaling lines a little bit off the center, and I really like how that turned out. And you might have noticed that I did not embellish the photo at all. I do not believe in embellishing all the photos. And when I just edited the video, I noticed that you can see that I usually work in sets of twos. That's just because most of the time one photo and one journaling card, or two photos or whatever else, most of the time these two things belong together. But I just remembered that the right photo and the left photo are not from the same game. The one on the right is a photo of my son, of my youngest, after the rookie jamboree, and the one on the left is actually my other son's game. He was in the final game for his farm team. They didn't win, but well, yeah, it was a completely different event. So I have to find a way, and maybe I'll just add another label there, or add something on top or below that cluster that I created on the top, and say that that was the farm final game. And now that week was the last week of school. We had so much going on, so I just briefly touch everything that we did. So this is the 5th grade promotion, it is called. It's not graduation, but everyone calls it graduation, and so I am actually putting down graduation here. And we didn't know what we were going to do on that day until we met our friends at the school, and they asked if we wanted to join them to go for lunch at a pizza place. And yeah, so we did, and it was really great and a nice thing to do, and it was really nice hanging out with them. And I'm so thankful most of the time that they invite us and ask us to join them, because yeah, it sucks being new someplace in a different town, different country. Yeah, so I don't know if I just wrote about that. Maybe I did, because you can actually see that we were having lunch and it says graduation, and so I think I journal that they invited us to join them and that we had a great lunch. And this putting down the alphabet stickers takes a lot of time, because they are really wide and I don't like them spreading all over the photo, and so I cut each letter down. And now I'm journaling, and then I will go on to the next card, and that's the last card on the left side of the spread. Yeah, I have actually also made a 12 by 12 layout about this, but it's just, this is such a great photo and tiny moment in our life that week, that I needed to capture this here as well, because it's my 2 younger sons, my middle one and my youngest, and my nephew, who is 2.5 now, who was just 2 then, and they were doing something on the iPad, and it was so great that they just hung out with each other so naturally, even though they hadn't seen each other for almost a year. And that made my heart melt, and so I put it down there. It says, never forget these little moments. And then I add love with these red, or it's not really red, these coral letters, and it says love this. And then the last final of that week is the minors final, and my son's team are the champions, and that's the only thing that I add here. They are celebrating, and it says the score, the final score is on the scoreboard, so there's nothing more to say about that. Then I am adding this photo onto that 4x6 journaling card, and then I add, it says Friends Forever. I really fuzz a long time to figure out where I want to place it, and I end up placing it there, and then I just add the hashtag that I usually use when I share. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't really know if I wanted to emphasize that my nephew is on there, and it actually was the last day of school, and I started sometime last year. I started Let's Go to School photos on hashtag with the hashtag Let's Go to School, and I showed the funny fashion styles that my sons have. So I have included a lot of these pictures in my project life throughout the last year, and that was, then I made them take that photo because it was the last day of school and we need a Let's Go to School photo that day, right? So now I am creating a little cluster or journaling card with these labels and stickers, and this is my son and my nephew playing in the park, and it says 1, 2, 3, and I added the name of the park, what they did. They played with the water, and who it was, and added the other circular embellishment that said more of this, I think. And this is my youngest son's kindergarten promotion. Yeah, I said we had a lot going on that week, and I don't know what I'm going to do there. I'm fuzzing a lot, and then I decide to use this label sticker. That is a really old one. That is from the Studio Calico Here and There collection, I think. It was one of the first scrapbooking purchases that I ever made back in 2014, and it was on clearance. That's why I bought it, and it was actually also already pretty dated then. Yeah, then I'm starting to journal, and I don't like the way I write and what I write, so I turn the journaling card over, and it fits the spread, so I just use that, and I add the word summer on the bottom. I use these Evalicious letter stickers, but I don't have an R left, and I also think I don't have an E left, but then I notice, oh, there on top next to the B's there are 2 more E's, so I peel the F off and add an. Okay, then what else? Yeah, I fuzz a little with the right placement of the letters, and then I try again journaling about what I wanted to say. I think I wanted to say that this is now, school is really over and we are starting our summer. And I use a B and cut the bottom part of the B off and use a K and use one of the straight lines to alter the B to make an R. And then the journaling, and I think I added that we were going to start our summer with going to Round Table Pizza that night. Oh, the events are not over yet. We are on Saturday, and there was the baseball closing ceremonies and the family fun day, and I am using that label to write it down there, but I don't really know about placement, because what I actually want to show is the teams in the background, and the people in the front do not have any meaning. We don't know them. They are maybe from the board, or I don't actually know. and so I just place my label on top of them to show we don't care about them. Now I'm making the last card for that week, and I'm just taping these together with washi tape, and I use that photo as a guide to have a straight edge. And before I'm not so sure what I want to do here, and I just cut the photo down because I think it's going down there, but then I think, oh well, the bliss is covered, and then I cut it down some more. But then I realized that there are like 3 more prompts in my Project Life planner, and I then it comes back to me that I wanted to add the events and a short journaling notice about all 3 of these prompts there, because I didn't have enough photos or no photos that said anything, but I still wanted to remember what we did that day. And then I'm done. My week is completed. There are some close-ups and still shots at the end. I am done. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.